Julian. You're watching the Iron Legion Online program. This is the stretching video and warm-up video. So everything in this video is going to be the stuff you do before you start working out, and then the stuff you can do after to loosen up and stretch the muscles. But it's all in one video. So the way we're going to start this off is the general warm-up. So you can do this before every single day of the week. The push day, the pull day, the squat day, all of them, it's great to do the first thing you do when you get in the gym. So the first one's the plate warm-up. Keep it really basic, just get like a 5 or a 10-pound plate. And we do this here at Iron Legion all the time, usually with a ball or a plate. You're just gonna rotate at the hips, full rotations, making sure my hips are actually turning. My head goes with my eyes. And then after you go side to side, you go up and down, reach all the way up, bend the knees. Just trying to get all the pops and snaps out and just get your heart rate up a little bit. And the last one we're gonna do on this is circles in each direction. Watch out for the knees. Just do like 5 in each direction and then switch. Great way to just get everything loosened up. Just like that. So that's the very basic plate warm-up. After that, we've got the dowel overhead drill. So this thing, if you don't have a broomstick or anything like this in the gym, you can just use plates and do little arm circles, but usually you can find something like this in the gym. Just open up the wingspan a little bit and stretch out the shoulders. Move your hands closer as you get more and more loosened up. And then eventually you'll find that perfect spot right in here where you can open all the chest up and the shoulders and everything up there. And the last one here is the deep squat hold. Get your plate again, push it away from you, and then sit all the way to the bottom and just kind of wiggle around down here. The plate serves as a counterbalance to keep you here. Without it, you kind of want to go backwards or forwards or all those things, so it just makes it easier on your hips to have a plate in front of you. Okay, so now we got the push day specific warm-up. So before you get into bench pressing, you can do these 3, and it will continue to kind of hone in on the shoulder area. So the first one is the rear Delt Fly. So I have 2 small plates, 5 pounds each. I'm gonna hinge over. You've done these as an exercise in the workouts before if you haven't watched this warm-up video. Some of these you'll see in warm-ups and in an actual exercise. So these, you just come out with straight elbows, squeeze your back together, but keep it very nice and flat. Just squeezing the rear delts and the shoulder blades together. Then you can keep the same plates. We do the external and internal rotation. So you bend the elbows to 90 degrees like so. You keep your elbows stuck by your sides and then you rotate outwards like this. And this is gonna warm up your rotator cuffs up back, your infraspinatus, which is responsible for keeping your ribs up. Just like this. The last one is the pot stir. You can use the same plates, hinge over, just loosen up your shoulder blades and just kind of do circles with your arms in each direction. This is just gonna loosen you up and just warm up your whole arm. Good. All right, now we've got the leg day specific warm-ups. The first one is the Peterson Step Up or Step Out. It's the same thing. You want to find some sort of ledge or a small box or something like that you can use to step up on. So I plant my foot here, and the objective is to have one foot on, get the other foot off, and you are going to try to tap this leg that's hovering to the ground as slow as you can. So lower yourself and you come down, step right up. Lower yourself as slowly as you can. Trying to keep the knee moving out. Much easier said than done. Push the knee out, drop, 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 as slow as I can. This is a very good knee warm-up. With this one, we have the perfect squat. So the perfect squat, all you do, turn to the side so you can see me, reach forward, keep your toes forward, big toes into the ground, open up the knees, just trying to get the perfect possible squat. Only using the glutes to stand up. So you notice, I have nothing with my pelvis going on that's weird. I'm using the glutes to move. If I was butt winking, I would do something like this. So if my lower back was working, my hips would sink, and then my butt would pop out like that. You don't want to do that. So make sure you're squeezing your glutes as you're coming up from the perfect squat. And then the last one here is the triple extension squat. Much faster, body weight still. squatting down to the bottom, coming up and calf raising. So much faster squat there. Now we got the pull day warm-up. So we got the wrist twists first, gets your elbows going and your wrists nice and loosened up for bicep curls and rows and things like that. So take a couple plates up to 90 degrees, you're gonna rotate out and then turn the plates all the way over. Your elbows are gonna wanna pop out, don't let them. So you can see this is gonna start working my bicep forearm area. It also warms up my elbows and prepares for all that stuff. Next we have the Scap retraction, scapula, shoulder blades. So I'm gonna turn back. This is very basic, just round forward as much as you can and then round backwards and puff your chest out. So from the side it looks like this. Round forward as much as I can, round backwards, squeezing my back. Forwards, backwards. The last one is the lat extension. Same plates, hips back, swinging backwards with straight arms. Just like that. All right, guys, so now we're gonna enter the stretching. So all these should be done post-workout. You don't really wanna stretch before the workout too much unless you can't get the range of motion that you need for the lift. So save most of this stuff for after the workout as recovery. The first stretch we're gonna do is the bicep and pec stretch. So a lot of the times people don't even know their biceps are super tight. They're probably tight before you even start exercising, and your pecs will get tight from benching and push-ups and all those things. So the way that you do this is you extend your arm completely against a wall. So I want my fingertips right up against the wall. Then I'm gonna flatten my palm out. Now this is the tougher version. If this is too much for you and you don't have the wrist flexibility, you can put your fingers to the side and do the same thing, but down is best. Fingers down. Now all I do is I face away and push against the wall, and I'm trying to stretch out everything between my wrist and my shoulder up here, pushing my elbow up against the wall, just like this. I would say hold for about 15 seconds on each side there. All right, so now you got the gorilla stretch. This is gonna work the hamstrings and the glutes and the hips primarily. So take a slightly wider than shoulder width stance, and then you're gonna grab your toes. So do whatever you need to do to grab your toes. You can bend your knees like this, that's fine. Now all you do in the gorilla stretch is squeeze your toes, pick your hips up, and then squat down into it. And then pick your hips up, and then squat down into it. This is more of like a rep counted stretch, maybe like 10 nice slow reps here to warm up the hamstrings and the hips for squats, deadlifts, even some benching, getting into your arch and all those things. All right, so there's a lot of ways to stretch your calves. They're just like biceps, they're probably tight right now from not even exercising at all, just from standing. So you can find a little lip like this pretty much anywhere in your gym, cables or somewhere on the floor or anything like that. Pitch your foot upward like this, then you want to flex the quad and lean into it. So I stretch the back of my calf out right here. This is all it is. So about 15 seconds each side. If that's not enough, you can grab a post, pick your foot up on the post and slide it down, then pull into it. This is very advanced, and this is if you have really tight calves and you get nothing out of that first stretch. This is the more advanced stretch. Moving into the lat stretch, nice and simple. Find a post in your house, in your gym, wherever you're working out. Grab it and lock the fingers, so with both hands. Now you push your hips backwards, so you're gonna lean against the post. Now from this position, you wanna shift your shoulders to the side and open up your back just like this. And I feel this all the way from my armpit down into my hips, the bottom of my ribs. Just kind of shifting back and forth and stretching out that back. All right, so we got the toe touch, working on the hamstrings. This one's a lot simpler to do after the gorilla stretch. So the gorilla stretch almost warms you up to do a better toe touch. So the toe touch, it seems really simple, but a lot of people still cheat it. You want to make sure your knees are locked and your quads are flexed, so straighten your knee. Now slide your hands straight down towards your toes. You can round your back on this because you don't have a load in your hands or anything like that, and just go towards your toes like so. Granted, if you start doing this, you lost it. So come back up, flex those quads, straighten the back of the leg, and stretch those hamstrings out. All right, guys, we got the cat-cow stretch. This is gonna work mostly your lumbar and thoracic spine, just the middle and lower back area. This one's actually not so bad to do before squats and deadlifts. It kind of gets your back loosened up, and it's not a super, super crazy stretch, but definitely a good one. So you want to be on all fours. I got something for my knees here, just a little pad. Now you're going to be the cat. So you're going to reach up, squeeze the glutes, really stretch your back out like this, pushing into the floor, just like so. Then you become like so. So you're going to round your back, kind of go the opposite direction, and just shift from cow to cat, and back and forth.